Welcome to another episode of Stacking Triggers, where the music starts before I'm ready. Dan, how are you this lovely evening?
You're like, hey, let's do this thing after recording. I was like, okay, and then I just hit the intro button, so we're just into it now.
Yeah, we are. How are you?
I'm fine. Decked out in my Penguins gear. I went to the Penguins game in it's a Hurricane versus the Hurricanes. This dates whenever we're recording the podcast, and you guys can see what our turnaround time is.
Hey, yo.
It's a turnaround time that I've been beholden to since the Netflix and Swill days, where it's like 2 days, and I edit on the day in between recording. Like, because Netflix and
Yeah.
Swill was always recorded on Sunday nights. I edited on Monday and then posted for Tuesday. So now I have like a whole day to work on it, as opposed to just like I have to work on this
After work.
after work and rush to
Yeah.
get this shit done.
Awesome. Well, we have a lot going on in this episode today, where we've got our Fortnite and Magic. We have some RC news that broke this week, a couple days ago at this
Happy
point.
about that.
Happy news. It's also funny because we talked about it.
We talked about it and
And
complained about it, and
we talked about it, and it happened.
we did
We
this.
gave
Nobody else did
we.
this. We did
I'm going to say
this.
we. I'm going to say we did this
We
because you know
did
what
this.
also happened? Ban announcements. Those happened, and we talked about them prior.
I mean, we were kind of clued in that those were going to happen.
No.
Although we
No.
were we were the ones saying like Fury and Beanstalk.
Yeah, but we had it called out before anybody else knew.
That's
It was
kind of
also
true.
yeah.
Super obvious,
So
but kind of true.
be here for your psychics in magic.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're talking about that. I think that's it. I think that there might be one other thing we talked about. I can't remember.
Yeah, we
Anyways,
have to talk about we have to talk about the people gatekeeping events, like
that yes.
high EV events in my area. But that'll be after the all the other stuff. In case you guys don't want to hear about local scene bitching.
All right. Well, let's just jump into the Fortnite and Magic. Dan, have you been able to play any Magic in the Fortnite?
No, I've been playing One Piece again. Still, the thing is like my local game store's closed. Still, they're opening back up on the 17th, but I don't know if that means like because it's like the 17th is a Wednesday, and that's normally Modern Night. And someone asked them, "Hey, like, are you guys doing Modern Night that night you open?" No one's answered yet, even though we're 4 days away from that now. I'm just going to continue to break the verisimilitude of that we're fucking recording this like the day before, but like it's the 13th and no one said anything whether or not Modern is on for Wednesday. So like that's where I go to play Modern, and if no one's going to be there, like I'm just not going to play Modern again. So yeah, I could go to other stores and play Modern. I won't do that, but it is what it is. Also, in not playing Magic the Gathering news, the first RC of the season or RCQ of the season happened at Gamers Geekery, the place that said, "Hey, we're capped at 48 people," and then proceeded to allow 7 more people into the cap after they said they turned away multiple people saying, "Hi, we're capped." They ran an RCQ. It apparently had like 20 people. So is that an indictment on them, or is that an indictment on the standard RCQ season? Who knows?
Yeah, this is I will have some commentary on that in a little bit. Maybe we'll do that between Fortnite and big news here. But
Sure.
yeah, so Dan, you said you weren't going to play in that place, but if you were, do you have a deck that you're going with?
No,
No.
which is why I don't like. There was like as soon as I saw that was the first RCQ of the season, I just went, all right, I'll just continue to wait to get cards. I'll probably play just mono red, just because mono red is like
I'm not gonna lie. You should probably start looking at getting your rares from older sets now. Mirix, by the way, used to be an 83-cent card.
Oh, it sure was.
Now it's $10.
Why? I need Mishra's Foundries. That's the thing I need. I need Mishra's Foundries, Bloodthirsty Adversaries. I got like a lot of the smaller stuff for that deck.
Yeah.
yeah, I need Phoenix Chicks, but like there's a little bit of stuff that I need for the deck.
Uh,
Feldon, Godric.
I I know I'm not playing it, so let me know what you need, and I got you
All
on
right,
the go.
I will come up with a list. But yeah, I thought I had bloodthirsty adversaries. Turns out I didn't. So yeah, can't
Yeah, they're
wait to
like
spend
13
80.
$14.
Yeah, 60. Can't wait to spend $60 on a standard card that I'm only going to play for one season because it rotates this year.
It does rotate this year. That's
And
why I'm
it's kind of why I don't want to play standard because like I have to be ahead of the game in order to get all this shit. And it's just like I don't want to be ahead of the game because like this card doesn't like half these cards don't fucking see play in Pioneer in the first place. So this is like
yeah.
why do I care?
Yeah. Yeah, I can 100% see that. I don't I care cuz like I just want to be going to these events and just grinding stuff out.
Sure.
So, that's just me. It's like
Ooh. You know what I might play
it's
instead actually? Mono white.
you could you're almost there.
I
Like
think I would just need the Mishra's Foundries and then maybe a couple other random mono white cards. But like
yeah,
Markov Manor, whenever that comes out, holy shit, let me tell you something. That
Draven Inspector 2.0.
Draven Inspector 2.0, Warden of the Inner Sky, what is it? Inner Sky Warden, something like that.
I got to go look it up now.
And then you have like Thalia and Adeline, and then Knight Errant of Eos, and then you just have your
Yeah.
Mistress Foundries. It's just the Pioneer mono white deck combined with the Boros Convoke deck to a degree.
Yeah, and you know what'd be funny? Splashing a little bit of red in there for Lightning Helix.
I would splash a little bit of red in there for Voldarin Epicure and Gleeful Demolition.
Yeah, you do you.
Just is I'm trying to think Inspiring Vantage is not standard legal right now. Okay, that's fine. So like I would have to
Yeah.
do like what the Battlefield Forge, that's what it's called. I'd have to do like Battlefield Forge for that deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Pretty good.
actually cuz most no,
Oh,
actually no, you can't play Cavern of Souls in Secluded Courtyard because like you can't like cuz Voldarin Epicure is not a human, it's just a vampire. So like
yeah.
that sucks. That's fine. But like
But
I'm just trying to
you
think of a way to make it Boros Convoke without being Boros Convoke.
uh you could do Boros Heroic. That's I mean that's like a turn 2 win sometimes.
I mean, yes, with free spells, sure. Let me tell you what standard doesn't have free spells.
Depends.
Yeah,
Anyways, hey, any other magic stuff going on with you, Dan?
I have nothing
We
else to say.
we need to get you playing Magic again. You've
I
broken
know.
your New Year's resolution already.
I haven't broken already. I just the New Year's resolution was to play Magic, and I ran a Murktide League and played badly, and then people were like, "Why didn't you do this thing?" And it's like because I felt this way, and it turns out my thinking was wrong, but I felt like at the
Oh
time my
no,
thinking was correct.
that's awful. I'm sorry that you
Eh,
felt that way.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna like whatever.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
guys can nitpick my gameplay. It deserved to be nitpicked. I went 1-4, so like I deserve to be nitpicked to death over what like the small misplays I made. Because as I've said multiple millions of times, if you make a small misplay in Murktide, it eventually snowballs into a game loss.
Speaking of modern, my Fortnite Magic has been nothing but modern.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. The game store, LGS here, 5 minutes from my house. They started doing Modern Night on Wednesdays, and I
nice,
kept my New Year's resolution so far. I've gone at least once. Actually, I've gone like 3 times, twice.
nice,
No,
good.
they've only done it twice. Been running Gruul, Underbreach, not combo, but like
It's Gruul Storm.
aggro.
It's Gruul Storm.
It's Gruul Storm ish. Like it doesn't win on a single turn. Is the thing.
It
Um,
could. You just have to have Goblin and Archomancer and Dragon's Rage Chandler on the battlefield at the same time and just loop Manamorphose.
yeah. Do you know how hard that is?
Very difficult. There's a lot of removal that just kills one of those two pieces most often Goblin and
all the
Archomancer.
time. Yeah, yeah. Because let me tell you what my current meta is. It's been Primetime,
Mhm.
Yagi Boy,
Yeah.
4C Control. What else? Oh, Merfolk. What else? Yeah, that's it. That's all it's been. My only W the past 2 weeks was a buy.
Nice. We love that. Yeah, you just need to play Murktide. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Murktide, 55-45 into everything. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'm not doing Murktide. I think I've. I have Death Shadow, Demir Death Shadow. I have
Sure.
some Stalactite Stalkers on the way.
It's
Uh,
essentially Murktide.
it's
It
Murktide with extra steps.
it's essentially Murktide. You just instead of expressive iterations, you have Sauron's Ransom, and
Yep.
that's it. You have no
Yeah.
DRC.
Yeah. You don't need it. It's fine. But you do get Thoughtseize
Does
and
have Thoughtseize.
Kozilek's Inquisition. Words
Yep.
are hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
main deck, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize. Yeah, I mean those are pretty good cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in a format where dorks are pretty rampant right now. And
Yeah. And combo's pretty
yeah,
rampant, so being able to
rip
snuff out
pieces out.
combo, yeah, and then
Mhm.
also have like Drown in the Lock available
Oh,
as
yeah.
like an
Yeah. I got
emergency
that too.
ripcord counterspell.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Snuff Out, is that's not modern legal, is it?
Snuff out is absolutely. If Snuff out becomes modern legal, my God in heaven help us all.
Okay, I was gonna say I just pulled the trigger on a set of the Doctor Who ones.
Yeah, I have my Popper Snuff out. If that if that card becomes modern legal, that's in DRS or like, yeah, Death Shadow
Yeah.
becomes insane. Demir Shadow becomes insane. Grixis Shadow
Oh
becomes
yeah.
insane. That
Yeah.
that becomes problematic.
Yeah. The other reason I'm doing the Death Shadow is because the modern deck and the legacy deck for Demir Death Shadow is like 80% the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
89. Take out some Force of Wills. You're okay. It's the
Yeah.
modern deck.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I'm trying to get as much overlap as I can between the two formats, so that way I can save some doll hairs.
Yeah, and then you're like in the middle of a modern game. Like, where the fuck are my Force of Wills?
Where the fuck are my Force of Wills? Yeah, exactly. Oh, this feels so much better when I have Force of Will.
Yeah.
Also, I've been playing a little bit of Arena and MTGO Standard Leagues. Uh, I goofed up my recording setup.
Nice, love it.
Yeah, so like everything's like ultra wide on the recording, so that's why I haven't posted anything with it.
It's fine. It happens.
Yeah. Also, like I'm not doing very well either. Uh, like even like so even on MTGO, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder on MTGO than Arena to run mono red.
Why?
It's harder because the players know more.
Oh well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's not like you could just like. Also on Arena, I only have the cards for best of one,
Yeah.
so like I feel like
The
that
arena
that practice
system.
isn't. Yeah, it sucks.
Really, I'm really just over the arena system currently. I just feel like if you're
Yeah,
there, something needs to categorically change.
yeah. I bought the enough rares and mythics on there for the Pioneer Humans deck when we were practicing for that RC, but that's all the more money I'm spending on that. I don't want to spend any more money on Arena.
Yep.
Let's see what else. What else is going on? Just also just like a lot of brewing on the side, trying to get my standard deck together for Chicago, which we're going to
Yeah.
in like a little more than a month at this point.
Yeah, a little bit more, like 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah. Um, Nervous too because since I haven't landed on a deck fully, and we have a new set coming out like 2 weeks before. Little nervous on what the meta will look like and how to cope with it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm just doing the modern event. I feel like modern changes significantly less per set. Like there are definitely some additions from every set that go into modern, but modern overall stays relatively the same.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just hoping that like the open is like not the cream of the crop, and that like I can at
It's an
least just
open; it
get to
won't be.
right. That's what I'm hoping. But like I'm also realizing I'm not the cream of the crop.
I mean,
So
who
we'll see.
is?
We'll see. Let's see. Reed Duke's pretty good. That's the only. Oh, Mengu's pretty good, but I don't think he'll be playing standard there.
He
I think
might
he's probably.
for 75K. He might.
You think so?
Yeah, he might.
I saw a tweet. He's going to try to get to each of the Magic cons this year.
Yeah, but I don't know. Again, it comes down to for me. I don't want to build standard decks for one
That's fine.
format, have them rotate, and then be worthless in every other format. So, like that's why I'm just sticking with modern for now.
I mean, they're good in Commander. You got Commander.
Fuck Commander, man. I mean, Commander's fine, but like I don't have a CEDH deck. My deck is just like, hi, I have a lot of planeswalkers. Eventually, I'll win with overwhelming value. Oh, you've initiated an infinite combo on turn 3. Well, have fun.
Speaking of CEDH, that's picking up like crazy around here. I don't know if in your area if it's picking up, but like stores are starting to run CEDH events on the weekends and stuff for like good prize money, which with some other discourse that has happened around the Commander community, I'm not going to get into it because we've talked about it. I'm wondering like how that works, with
Yeah,
people. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Because with Wizards, anytime there's a Wizard sanctioned event, which I don't know, I don't know
I don't
all
think
the.
CEDH is Wizard sanctioned at this point.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't, then whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've seen a couple CEDH events pop up, but I just ignore them and just like,
Yeah,
okay, you guys do whatever you want.
yeah. Like I have a CEDH deck from like 4 years ago that every time I get one of the big cards like Imperial Seal or something like that, I'll put it in it. But I haven't actually ran it because it got boring. I won like 2 days, 2 weeks in a row, and nobody could interact with it. And I was like,
It's
this
fine.
is dumb.
It's
I
fine.
I don't want to do this anymore because it takes 4 hours to play a Commander game.
It's fine. It's okay.
All right. Anyways, I've been rambling a little bit here. Let's kind of move into our next subject. We kind of called it. They were definitely mentioned, I think, 2 to 3 episodes ago when we were talking about the RC Atlanta kerfuffle that was, a bad tournament organizer. It seemed like,
Yeah.
and SCG Con is the new tournament organizer starting 2025.
Nope. 2024. There'll be
2024.
SCG. Oh fuck! What Washington D.C.
Hey, that's
I think
kind of
it's
close to
I think
me.
it's SCG Washington D.C. I could be wrong. Um, But essentially, Star City Games will be the new tournament organizer for the RC starting in October of 2024, which is great because Star City Games has shown that they are capable of actually running events with like people being on time, and uh, competent judges, and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Also, they used to run their own tournament circuit
Yep,
as
and they
well.
still
So
do.
like, right, they do, but they don't have like they used to have like SCG rankings and like you could get invites to
Well,
other
that's a
stuff.
different thing, but we'll talk
Oh,
about.
is it?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, my
no,
B.
no, it's part of the whole thing. SCG Con first regional championship will be hosted at SCG Con, Washington D.C. October 4th to the 6th.
Look, they already have a date picked out.
Yeah, and then additional details will be announced soon over on the Star City Regional Championship qualifier website, which we will talk about because there's a couple things that I'm a little sketched about with this whole thing.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I haven't actually read anything much with it other than just like the tweet of the announcement, the headline, and I'm in the SCG Discord, and I saw a couple questions get answered, but that was about it.
Okay, so the big thing. Well, there's multiple things, and it goes back to what we were saying regarding the sheer volume of people. First and
Mm-hmm.
foremost, each store will now be able to run 3 RCQs per season. 3.
What?
Yes. Which I think
What?
is in I think that's insane. I
I
think
do
there
like
should
it though.
I mean, sure, but if we're gonna complain about the volume of people at the regional championship, the number one way to stop people from being at the region, so many goddamn people being at the regional championship, is to do fewer RCQs.
I wonder if they're changing the structure at the actual RC where you're there Friday, you play Friday to get further in, like, you get to day 2 essentially.
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't see that on the page, but so
that's true. More to come.
that's
So
that's part of it. The next part of it is that if you have won an RCQ, you can continue to play in RCQs.
yes, that's the one that I saw, and I got like that was an answer in their Discord
Yes,
where it
and
was like, ugh.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because now Star City Games can make like their main events at their SCG cons that are not RCs be like massive RCQs, and like like that way, like you don't feel like you're ever you shouldn't be playing in this event because you've already qualified or something. Like you can just continue to chase down glory.
Yeah, hold on one second, because like I did see that question about invites being passed down, so I'm in the Discord now.
The answer is no. Invites will likely
Really?
not be passed down, which is the issue, which is like
I see.
the final way that you curb
Yeah.
the
All
number of
right.
RC invites is you do not let them pass down.
Yeah, so this is where the really good players in an area can just snuff out competition just by stomping
In
every
general,
RCQ. Yeah.
I don't like this. I'm much more of the opinion that you should just have fewer RCQs. Just do fewer RCQs. Like
Not everybody can get one.
not everyone can get one. And then do fewer RCQs and then invites passed down. That's
Yeah,
it.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
I think that's more than fair for everyone
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, probably it would probably be they would probably have to do something along the lines of like X number of RCQs per population area, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Like
It comes
I
down to like what the tournament organizer, the store,
that's true.
wants to do. So
Yeah.
they can if they want to host 3, they'll host 3. If they want to host 1, they'll host 1. But up to 3.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in the Discord, somebody was like asking about the passed out. He's like, unlikely meaning not confirmed and still being considered. And the guy was like, unlikely, like 0.001% chance. So that's a just say no.
You just say
Guy
no.
in the Discord.
Just say no.
Yeah. Come on, Discord mods.
So I like this overall. I think that
I think
SCG
it's
does a better will do a better job than whoever it was. I still believe it's Laughing Dragon, but I don't know for sure. I believe SCG will do a better job than Laughing Dragon. I think this is a bit more exciting for the grinders in terms of like RC stuff because now the grinders will go to their grinder Discord and be like, I qualified 5 times this season. Who can beat
oh
that?
yeah. Yeah, this is kind of going back to it's not quite there, but I think it's going back towards like PTQ style.
Sure.
Kind of. It's not as big because like right, you're still doing it at your store level.
Mm-hmm.
But it has that feel, I think, where you can just like it's more emphasis to try to go to as many as you can to try to win, depending on like, yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
or to just, ooh, I'll save this comment for when we do the transition.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
could do that too.
yeah,
Foreshadowing.
foreshadowing.
So the big things that I need with this are really two things. First and foremost, remember back in the
Yeah,
day that Star City Games would write competitive articles for the competitive scene.
yeah,
Now they have a vested interest in the competitive scene.
they
So
do. Yes.
like I know they still do, the 60 card format stuff. Like I know Dom Harvey writes for them on SCG, but they laid off like a good part of their coverage staff like that. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they now need to build back up an articles team to get people reinvested because like Channel Fireball is cool. TCG like Channel Fireball is like, but like I feel like it's the only actual competitive level like website writing articles and doing videos and that kind of stuff. There needs to be some competition in that space, and SCG can do this by getting back in. And
Mm-hmm.
also, SCG needs to reinvest in streaming their events, their main event at least, and pick up a live coverage team because SCG hasn't streamed an event in I don't know how long, but like normally if you see SCG coverage, it's from a third party streamer who's just like, I'm looking to get some paper content for my stream.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be. I think you're right. It's going to be key to get lots and lots of coverage. I feel like we hardly get coverage as is with like even the RC that's going to happen next week. No,
No, RC is in a month.
no,
RC
are we
is in a
sure?
month. February 9th through the
Denver's in a month.
11th
Oh, okay. Weird. Okay,
in Denver,
in
which is
Denver, the
which
Denver
is
one,
2 weeks before the
MagicCon.
Pro Tour Chicago. That's
So, that sucks for those people.
I mean
Hopefully, they don't have
it
plans
can.
2 weeks after.
It
Yeah,
can suck. I think and that's actually like the biggest W of all is that we're away from the insane DreamHack scheduling. Because don't forget that, like, I think DreamHack, the previous DreamHack before DreamHack Atlanta was in August or early September. And then we waited
yeah,
3 fucking months, like over 3 months to the end of the year, where
yeah.
every other nation had already, like every other national had happened, and everybody else had their qualifiers, and then it's just like, oh, we're waiting on the US to have results. And I feel like that was also part of the reason why the Pioneer format couldn't change because we were waiting for the US to finish up. And then they were
Yep.
just like, well, this fucking Discover mechanic's too broken. We have to fix this. Let's just fix this now. And then throw off the entire
Schedule.
USRC because like DreamHack's a fuck. And I'm sure that helped go into the decision of like, hey, we can't be married to the DreamHack system. Like SCG runs a con every month, seemingly. Like if you look at SCG's website, the first
They're yeah,
they have one every month from now until April. So
yeah. They schedule them out pretty far too, right? Like
yeah,
I knew at least 6 months ahead of time that there was going to be an SCG Con Pittsburgh.
yeah.
At least 6 months.
So like we're looking, where's is there gonna be? I'm assuming there's gonna be one in May and June and July and August, September. We have confirmation that October, Washington D.C. Who knows
Yeah,
from that point on? But like, and they said in this article here, for regional championships, for players, regional championships aren't merely tournaments; they are experiences. Beginning with the final regional championship of 2024, those experiences will be held at SCG Con events slated to take place on the West Coast, East Coast, and Central regions of the United States. All SCG Cons will continue to be free to attend.
yeah.
Huge. That's also
Fantastic.
huge.
Yeah. Like it's not because dream hacks aren't free.
DreamHack is free if you qualify. You get a badge for DreamHack if you qualify. But if
Yeah,
you're
but if you want to go to
going
the last minute qualifier
right, you
at
need to
DreamHack,
pay.
you have to pay to get in.
Yes, which is stupid.
Yeah.
And which is also helps, like, that's going to bring in more attendance for SCG cons and more attendance for the RCs. And they're going to have to be in bigger venues.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
So, like, I think overall this is a win because SCG has to scale, should, and to also, to me, has to scale back up their competitive analysis, scale back up on streaming, which means hiring people. Now, of
Yep.
course, when I say hiring people, what's likely going to happen is they're just going to have the same fucking coverage team, and the coverage team is fine. Like, it's like Cedric Phillips and Maria and Monty and Will Neff and Paul Cheon. I think might still go. It might still be like there's, you have your whole Corey Bowmeister, and I can't remember who works
Mhm.
with Corey a lot, but like you're gonna have those people, and that's fine. That's cool. But like SCG, for your other cons that aren't related to the regional championship, boy, it'd be cool if you could get like an in-house coverage team to hire and just be like, you are our official SCG con coverage team. And if you want to, if Magic is doing their own stuff with like the RCs,
Yeah.
you can have like a secondary main event that you can then stream on your SCG con stream.
Yeah. Yeah, like so like that's kind of like what I'm thinking. Like I want to see more like you're leaning into. I want to see more coverage of just everything, right? Like every time they have the SCG con, whether it's RC or not, if it feeds in, they should if it's a qualifier, they should they should cover it, have feature matches, all that stuff. They should bring back also like the tech deck stuff. So I guess like way back
Tech deck?
like in PTQ tech deck techs, sorry.
Yeah, Tech Deck is
Not
the fucking finger
not
skateboard
not the
thing.
skateboard. Sorry. Uh the but they should bring back the deck techs
Mm-hmm.
so that way like you can get cool stuff and it's more content and just like it glues people into it. It makes people invested to actually want to watch this stuff. It makes the line go up.
Yeah. And this reminds me. So I watched two modern tournaments last weekend. One was Damnation. It was held in Italy, and it was good. It was a good tournament. And then I watched some other paper tournament. Oh, it was TCS Rockets or TC's Rockets. I can't remember. I don't remember which
Oh,
one was that.
oh, the place that gives the cool tokens
Yeah.
when you buy stuff.
So like both of these tournaments are going on, and then the match ends, and then they cut to talking for like 2 minutes, like just analyzing like the rest of the matchup, and then they're
Mhm.
like, all right, we'll be right back. And then it's just like 15-minute timer on the screen. It's like, are you fucking for real? Are we not
Yeah.
like what are we talking about? How is there no B-roll here for you to keep people engaged? Because like you're not keeping people engaged if you just have a fucking blank screen that's like, we'll be back soon.
Yeah, there should be like they have the damn deck lists.
They
They
could do
should be able to
anything.
well, not well. So the reason I'm saying that is they have the damn deck list. Is they could see, oh, hey, this thing's like way outside meta. Let's go see how they're doing, but then see like if they're doing well, like what the deck is. Let us know.
Yeah. And then I think the other problem with Damnation, and like this is up to the players, but like I really don't like it because like top eight was happening, and then the player they just are like, all right, we'll talk about top eight matchups when we come back, and then they come back and it's like, all right, so the players have decided to split the prize for top eight, and they're not playing for anything, and it's just like, all right, cool, the stream's fucking over. Like,
What?
I get it. I like that's fine for the players, but like, man, as a viewer, that fucking sucks for you guys to be
That's so
like,
anticlimactic.
let's hype up top eight, and then it's like, top eight's not happening.
I wonder with SCG if they'll allow players to split tops like that.
I'm going to say what they should do is say no. There's no splitting of prizes.
I think that's the right play to get one to make people fight like hell
Yes.
on while they're playing, but two, uh, so the content's there, yeah. So you don't have this fizzle at the end.
Well, you can also like it. So for the RCs, like they're never going to split. Like I think like
Well, that was my fear, is like that the RC would split.
no, the
Like,
RCs never. The RC will never split.
okay,
I think there's too much money on the line at the RCs. For the 20Ks, you might like they could split. I don't think they do, but like
yeah,
the 20Ks need to be streamed. The 10K needs to be streamed on Sunday. Like, well,
yeah.
in reality, the 20K should be wrapping up on Sunday. But regardless, like, so I don't know. I just feel like there's a glut. Is glut the right word? I don't know for sure. But there's like not enough modern content or like overall Magic content. Like the best
Uh,
paper tournament coverage that we currently have is Apex Gaming, bar none. Not even a question. It's Apex Gaming.
yeah, you're right. 90s MTG is okay if you like Legacy.
But like,
Uh, yeah.
yeah, it's to me, it's Apex Gaming. Like they're like, hey, we have a feature table. There's 3 fucking matches on the table.
Mhm.
And when it does happen to where all the feature matches are done and there's still time in the round, they put up old feature matches. And maybe it doesn't. It's not relevant to today because it's like here's scam. Oh, they Fury scammed on turn 1. And, oh, look, it's Karn the Great Creator and Pioneer. Maybe that doesn't. Maybe they're not relevant, but
Yeah.
at least there's something on the fucking screen that isn't a
Yeah.
clock going like we have 45 minutes until you guys play. You guys can watch gameplay again.
Oh my god. That's ridiculous.
And something else I will say, and this is just about One Piece, and this is really quickly. So it turns out, so they're having nationals
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
Did you make it?
No, I didn't even try. I could have flown out with a group of people, but I like they were like it was like right after we decided to go to like MagicCon. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not traveling 2 months in a row like that. Like that's insane. But
Oh, come on, it's not that bad. Just a weekend.
apparently, nothing is being streamed
What?
except for the grand finals. So there goes like any rooting interest in the game. Like yeah,
Yeah.
one of my favorite stories from like the past, a couple years in Magic was the time where that kid on Bogles qualified via Arena on his phone and got second place PT to read Duke. And I'm like, that's a cool fucking story. That's
That's an
awesome.
amazing story.
That's great. And like you know how we heard about him? Because after draft, he played fucking Reed Duke in the first game, like the first feature match of the tournament. And there was a story because the kid had beaten Reed Duke in first round of Swiss in constructed, and then he goes on to play Reed Duke again in the finals
In
of
the
constructed.
finals.
And you're like, what a cool fucking story this is. Do you know what you get when you
Yeah.
just broadcast grand finals? No cool stories.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. So I was listening earlier this week to the Eternal Glory podcast, and they were talking a lot about people talking about counterfeits and stuff, but they had led into it with kind of like the old days, like before COVID, what the tournament scene was like. And that was one of the things that they brought up was like you had these amazing like rags to riches kind of stories, and you had people like going every weekend there was something going on where you could go and like grind out to try to make it to the pro tour. And the pro tour was a big deal because the slogan used to be uh win the game, see the world, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just amazing to be able to like hear these stories of like kids out of nowhere just being able to get onto the pro tour and Italy and all those places and stuff. And it's just like we need more stories. And I think maybe also like with this RC season being standard, Wizards might see like, oh, people are actually going to buy cards. Like they're going to buy more of our product because of like standard RC. Maybe we should like relook into this.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not though. I mean, casuals are their main target at this point anyway.
Casuals are 100% their main target. But okay, so to wrap up on SCG, I think
Yeah.
overall W. But I have trepidation mainly with the invites not passing down. But if and the sheer number of RCQs they're going to allow stores to run, I think
Yeah.
both of those are problematic. If if I could change anything, it would be one RCQ per store, but invites passed down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would love to see stream coverage and competitive scene coverage from SCG return, because now they have a vested interest, because they're going from end of 2024 to 2026 as the tournament runner for the regional championships in the US,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to keep that contract. Likely it
Yeah.
could be a contract worth keeping. I don't know for sure. Maybe Laughing Dragon walked away from the table and said we don't want this anymore. And SCG was more than happy to pick it up, and maybe they'll determine like in 2 years' time, hey, this isn't something we want to do. Give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or it's the fact that like Wizards is like fucking Laughing Dragon piece of shit, and then SCG was just like, hey, we did this right, and like for all we know, if SCG fails, who's there is Nerd Rage Gaming, ready to go, because they
That's
have
true.
something
Yeah.
similar to too.
I have actually never heard of Nerd Rage.
They had a very insane tournament where it was it was 3 rounds of, I want to say Pioneer, 3 rounds of Modern, and then 3 rounds of Legacy. And then when they cut to top, I want to say 8 or 16, they did an elimination, like ban a format. And therefore, game 1 was played in a format, game 2 was played in a different format, and game 3 was played in a different format. It was this insane tournament. I didn't watch it because I was just like, I don't care about
Oh
this.
yeah, so it's like a
It sounds
triathlon.
so cool. But like that's
Oh, you would
not,
have to be so like it's hard enough being up on one format, but to be up on 3.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, it'd be crazy. But I'm not saying do something like that. But like obviously, like Nerd Rage Gaming has like some chops, and they cover their own.
Yeah.
They have their own coverage team for
Yeah.
streams. So like, I don't know. What it just comes down to is SCG. We need you to come back to what you
Yeah.
what you once were,
Yep.
because we need you.
We need you. Yeah, I'm really excited. So that would be that's in October. So it
Mhm.
would be the second RC of the year. RCQ, sorry. RCQ season, I should say.
Potentially, yes,
Yeah,
because
so that will be Pioneer.
it'd be like the April to July or August, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
April to August, I think was the thing.
So yeah, so mm, if Wizards keeps going like in the same rotation,
It'll be
it'll
Pioneer.
be Pioneer next. So that RC will be Pioneer.
Maybe I can go to that one. Maybe I can qualify for that one and go to that
Maybe
one.
you can qualify for that one. Get Amelia combo.
No, I don't want to play
That's
that
how.
deck. That looks awful. That sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty
I mean,
interesting.
it seems fine, but like it just sounds like miserable to play, because it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of RCQs, do you know how many are within 50 miles of my house this time so far scheduled?
Ooh, that's a great question. Let me pull up mine.
Because
I'm gonna
I'm at
say 7.
1, 2. What? No, that can't be it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Only
Five,
five.
five, five are scheduled. I know of a store who has yet to schedule because he still needs to buy his kit.
All right, let me put out 6 months. I counted 7 so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not counting the one that
Yeah.
went today. But I have 2 that are on the same day.
Yeah. On the official Wizards site, I have 5.
Oh, I went to I did spicerack.gg.
Oh, let me check Spice Rack.
Yeah, just
Maybe
choose
they.
drivable standard RCQs.
What's drivable mean?
100 miles.
Oh, okay. Drivable RCQs within the next 2 weeks. No, I want to change
I would switch to 6 months.
6 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not much better.
Yeah. Yeah, this is I will
It's hard out
say
here for a pimp.
I will say it's comparable. It's comparable
Yeah.
to the modern RCQ season, although there are way more modern
Oh,
RCQs.
hold on. This is only showing standard. Hold on. I know there's draft as well.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, never mind. It's not showing up on the list.
Yeah, it doesn't.
They're not showing the draft ones. I know there's draft ones coming up.
Yeah, but
Weird.
the next standard RCQ is on the 3rd of February. I might go. It depends. It just comes down to, like, if I can get the standard cards for not an entire fucking paycheck, sure,
Yeah.
maybe. But like,
The next one is actually in my mother-in-law's town. That's funny.
so yeah. Speaking of tournaments that people don't know about, I have something to complain about. So,
Complain, Dan.
in my area, I live in central North Carolina, and there was apparently a modern 5K that happened. And I'd never heard, it wasn't on spicerack.gg. It wasn't anywhere. Like, it wasn't advertised anywhere. So, like, initially on the vendor, like, the fact that the vendor could not advertise this properly to get people to come to this fucking tournament because only 14 people showed up is the vendor's fault. It's just their fault. Because, like, I hadn't heard about it until after the event had already run. So, after the event runs, somebody mentions, like, hey, this guy got top 4 in this modern 5K tournament with 14 people. It's like, I don't know how they find this. Somebody responds, is like, hey, if you ever need, like, the high EV, which was a whole fucking discussion, and I hate people for bringing up this discussion at all, but, like, if you ever need the high EV events for the Raleigh Durham area, let me know, because I got it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are you fucking for real?
He's gatekeeping, man.
Because, like, you're gatekeeping events. Why do people feel they need to gatekeep events?
Yeah, that's so. I feel like there's 2 mindsets here: those who just, like, have to win, and those who want to, like, prove that they are the best. Right? Like, the people who are gonna want to prove that they're the best are gonna be like, "Heck yeah, everybody come on out, let's have a great time." Like, but the
Yeah,
people who are like, "Oh, I have to be the best there. Somebody can't beat me."
right.
They're gonna hold that, so it's as few people as possible. And, like, I get it. Like, some of these events are, like, really crazy expensive to get into,
Mhm.
but, like, you shouldn't just keep it, right? Like,
No,
come on.
I'm not putting any stock into that person winning, like, getting, like, topping a 14 player event. Like, that's
Yeah.
fucking nothing, man. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and I eventually found out. I did my research. I found out it happened at GalaxyCon, which you would have had to buy a badge to get into, and then
What?
the event itself was $65. So, like,
That's a lot.
that's part of the problem too. And that, again, this goes back to the DreamHack thing and why DreamHack is not the way to go. But,
Yeah.
like, So we're at least looking at like $100 worth of entry to get to this tournament in the first place. And like, so like, if that was the barrier to entry and that's why people didn't go, fine. But the
Yep.
fact is like, this was not advertised anywhere. I heard no players talking about it. Just all of a sudden, after the event, it's just like, I can't believe people find these events. And it's like, well, man, like, it's also on the players to be like, hey, there's this cool event. Like,
Yeah.
let's support this. Let's get these kind of things. But like, I don't know, because like,
No, I agree 100% with you on that. Like when my local store started doing modern, I was like advertising it in these other Facebook groups in the area that, and I never fucking post on Facebook or anything. And so it's like, no, I want people to show up to this. I want this to like actually happen every week.
and like, it's a complete difference with like my One Piece community. Like the One
Yeah.
Piece, like our best player in the store is just like, I don't want to just win all the time because I'm not going to get better because of it. So I
Yeah.
want you all to get better. I'll play against you. I'll help you tune your decks. And I'll be like, here's where you're making mistakes. And when you have somebody like that, that's important because that nurtures your scene. Everybody improves, and then your store actually becomes a store that people go to compete at.
Yep.
That's the community. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be fucking like, hey, $5,000 worth of prizes. Like, that's not fine.
That reminds me of this past week at my LGS, right? Like I had a 4-color control person who's going to Denver, and I beat him round 1 because he's like, I know you have grape shot in hand. You can kill me right now. And he explained why and how. He's like, no, take back that swift spear play and play out grape shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like that's the kind of stuff that I like. Because then I get better.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. I found a standard deck.
Oh?
I just
What'd you
found
find?
it's called Gruul Pump Spells. So it's got
Oh.
Cacophony Scamp, Monster Swift Spear, Picnic Reveler, Questing Druid, Inti, Royal Treatment, Ancestral Anger, Audacity, Giant Growth, Kumino, Monstrous Rage. It's just Gruul.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
all right. So Gruul pump spells. Is this the one that's hold on. Oliver Cadote?
Yep.
Okay.
Olivier.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
I
have
looked
most of
at it.
this.
It looked cool.
I have
Yeah.
most of these cards. I can play this.
You could probably play this. Yeah.
I need the
Uh,
inties and I need the royal treatments and the picnic
I
reveler.
have inties you could borrow.
I don't want to borrow your inties. I just want to get my own because like the card is good.
Yeah. So if you really wanted to make people mad, I have the My Little Pony unicorn ancestral anger.
Oh yeah.
I have the full set.
You sure that's
Wait,
ancestor anger? That's crash through.
no, it's Crasher. Never mind. My brain dumbed.
You're a dummy.
My brain dumbed. But yeah, gatekeeping's bad. Don't do it.
Just like I on one hand I get it, but also on the other hand it's just like
Yeah,
I guess the
you
money
should
makes
be
you
a
feel
better.
good, but like imagine if you go to a 14-person event, you fucking scrub out. Like and like you knew about it for weeks
Yeah,
and you were like you're in a position where you can tell people about this, and this person who went and topped was in a position to talk about it to people because people know who they are. Incidentally, they're also the grinder who refused to split the top 4 of that fucking RCQ I went to back in the modern season.
Oh, right. Because okay, so we're seeing a pattern of
Oh,
money
100%.
talks.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't really respect this person. I don't want to say who it is, but like I'm
yeah,
sure people could connect the dots if they paid
yeah.
attention. and I'm sure someone's gonna snitch and be like, but like, first of all,
Well,
don't fucking snitch. If you can figure out who it is, tweet at me. My at is below my picture. Tweet at me.
yeah,
I'll just be like, yeah, sure, that's the guy, that's the person.
you
But
did
like,
it. Good job.
you found it. But like, don't fucking snitch,
Yeah,
because I have to interact with this person,
daily
not
or not
daily,
daily, but
but like
weekly,
I will
maybe.
be interacting with them weekly.
Yeah, yeah. Like this is, yeah, yeah. Just don't be don't be a bad human. I think, right? Like if you had a good deal on a new car and it was a super great deal and you knew somebody else needed a car, you would tell them, hey, this place has great deals. We should we should share.
I mean, maybe, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, uh do we have anything else, Dan? I think we're close to the end here.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else. Just be better. Just be
Be
better.
better.
Be
Be
better.
better.
SCG, just be better. Get a coverage team. Get a good coverage team. Start streaming all of your events again.
I think we're going to see a lot of changes in SCG, and I
Good.
hope that they hire writers back again.
Yep.
Assuming that they want a continued interest after the first RC season.
And they should. Like, it's Pioneer, which is
Yeah.
likely the second most popular of the formats that
Mm-hmm.
will be running for the RCQs. Modern will obviously be the most popular. Um, which is funny because like it goes in order of popularity. It goes standard least popular, Pioneer second most popular, modern most popular.
I'm wondering here also, like, what's the official supported formats on Magic?
I feel like most of them are. I feel like if they have a ban list for it on their website, it is supported by them. So like
It'd
Legacy,
be great.
Vintage, Pauper, yeah,
I would love to see a Pauper
a
RC
Pauper
season.
RCQ would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Pauper
That'd be awesome.
RCQ. Yeah, Legacy could be fun too,
Legacy would
but
be
I
fun,
know
but
I feel like that's bad because cards are already expensive for that format, and then if you're trying to throw grinders into there, it's just gonna
yeah,
shoot prices up like crazy.
Pauper would be fine because it's like cheaper than even like because like a lot of the Pauper cards are like cards you're gonna have from your draft bulk.
Yeah,
Or if you're me,
exactly.
you have a whole fucking box dedicated to Pauper playable cards.
Or if you're me, you bought like when you first started Magic, you bought $35 10,000 card bulk crap.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dan, I think we're at a close here. I'd like to say, first of all, if you're watching us on YouTube and you enjoy what you see or hear, go ahead, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. We love to hear feedback. We love to interact when we can. We know it's been a little slow the past couple months. Holidays and such kind of
Mhm.
got under us, but we're coming back. We're doing some great stuff. I hope that we have some stuff from Chicago to talk to everybody about. So stay tuned to hear all that fantastic news. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Dan, if they're listening only through their ear holes and not their eye holes, what do they need to do?
Well, they need to give back my eye holes. And also just hit subscribe on your podcast app of choice. That's it. Review us if you can, if your podcast app allows it. If they don't worry about it. And also, most importantly, don't fucking snitch.
You heard it here, folks. Snitches get stitches. We will see you next time. Keep calm and spike on.